Hello there, and today we're doing Premier League predictions for Matchday number 22 of the 2020 to 21 Premier League season. It's going to take me a little while to work out the predictions league and work out the scorers and everything like that. We will, of course, reveal the theme of the week, the song of the week, and all that jazz, so bear with me whilst I work that one out. But it's going to be a good one. I've got a good feeling about this, so get ready, hold tight. It's Premier League predictions for Matchday number 22. So, what is the song of the week? It is in fact going to be a song which goes by the name of Here With Me, featuring the singer called Churches, and it's with Marshmello. 'Cause I need you here with me every day. You're saying the words that I want you to say. It's a pain in my heart and it won't go away. Now I know I'm falling in deep. 'Cause I need you here with me. You get the idea. That's the song. And the colour this week, I'm feeling a little bit of white. And the theme this week, tough one to choose, but I'm going to go for the theme ending up to be, it's going to be, what is it? It is, let's go for it. It's going to be, I just don't know. I just genuinely don't know. If you have any ideas, put your suggestions in the comments for themes. But I can't think of them. I've run out. I've done so many over the years, and I really do not know. I'm going to go with the film that is called Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run! If in doubt, that's the theme of the week. And let's get into how I did last week. So, I scored myself 13 points last week, not too bad. Correct result in the Sheffield United game, and then correct goal differences in the Chelsea win and the West Ham win. We'll take it. It's not brilliant stuff, and it could be a lot better. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We move to the next week, and let's hope for some better scores, basically. But what does it mean for the Predictions League? Well, I am now on a total score of 417. So, not bad at all. Definitely not bad at all. Just looking back at the predictions from last week, of course. If I can just go into that. So, yeah, it's not... it never comes up when I want it to. Alright, no worries. Well, whilst we work that out, we will go for a little bit of we will go for the first few games, and then we will catch up with how we did last week in terms of the predictions league and how it's now looking. Okay, so let's get to it. If we can just find it. We'll get there in the end, people. Don't worry. We will find it. Here we go. Here we go. Right. So, Douglas, you had some pretty decent predictions last week. You got a correct result in the Manchester City game, in the game for Aston Villa. So that's 6 points so far. And you also had a correct scoreline in the Chelsea game. Fair play. Fair play. That's impressive. So that boosts you up to a pretty nice total, it's got to be said, of, in fact, 14 points. And then you got the Leeds game the wrong way around, so unlucky. You actually backed West Ham to get a point off your beloved Liverpool, which is a bit of a shocker. But still, Liverpool got the win. And you said a Spurs win, which, of course, didn't happen. So that means you finished the week on a very good 14 points. But what did I score this week? 13. So, yeah, it's very, very tight this week. It's got to be said. Fair play. Yeah. there's not much more to say than that. So we update the predictions league with that in consideration. Hang on. So it's 8. Yeah. So it's 6. Yeah. It is 14. Fair play. So that means you are finishing this week after that last week on a score of 366 points. Not bad at all. But the gap is still fairly big, with me on 417, you're on 366. In third is still Nathan H with 9, and in fourth, Jack E with 8. So let's get into match day number 22. We got there in the end. And the first game to predict is going to be between Sheffield United and West Brom. Now, just hear me out, all right? The last time I said one of these relegation rumble games, I said it'd be pretty much a 0-0 between West Brom and Fulham. It wasn't. It was actually a very good game. But we kind of should have seen that coming because both defences are terrible. But, you know, fair play. Fulham actually scored goals, and so did West Brom. One thing is to say, Matheus Pereira, what a great vein of form he is in. Like, really, really impressive. Making things happen for that team. A goal and an assist against the Cottagers. And, you know, that was a game that Fulham, they really did play well in the first half. They should have killed off the game. The goal from De Cordova-Reid was very well taken, but then he hit the post, and that was a big chance missed. And yeah, really a few of those opportunities. Lookman possibly getting fouled, but he had the shot that was well saved from Johnston, and they'll look back at that and think they really should have killed it off in the first half because Bartley got the equaliser, and it was a well finished move really. Just steered it in after the half-time break. Then Pereira completed the turnaround, and Cavallero with a brilliant far post header, but all the credit has to go to Harrison Reed for that absolutely brilliant cross. But coming into this, West Brom need a win. It's as simple as that. They need a win, and they're facing the team that are probably the most doomed to relegation this season, Sheffield United. Now, Sheffield United did beat Manchester United, which really does open up the title race in terms of that aspect. So fair play to Sheffield. That's impressive stuff to get the point in that game. The 3 points in that game. But at the end of the day, I think Sheffield United at home they're starting to show a bit more confidence. But you know that Man United game was still a fluke, and if they can win here, Sheffield United, then it's massive, absolutely massive, because it means they go within 1 point of West Brom. But I don't see it happening. I think it's going to be another draw. And I was going to go with 2-2, but I'm just thinking both these sides don't often score that many. So I'm going to say instead, Sheffield United 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. And goal scorers in this one, let's go for the first goal of the game for West Bromwich Albion. And it's going to come through again. The man on flames, Matheus Pereira. But then Sheffield United equalise to get a very important point with the Blades at the bottom of the table. And that equaliser comes from the man that goes by the name of Ethan Ampadu. All right, now let's go to the game that is between... who is it? Let's find it. Why are we not finding it? Here we go. It is Wolves against Arsenal, and it's on BT Sport. By the way, all these games on BT Sport. Don't know why. It's a bit annoying, but, you know, that's the way it goes. And, it could be an interesting game to watch. Wolves, obviously, this season haven't been their fluent best without Raul Jimenez and without the likes of, you know, some of their defence at times this season. And they've had a lot of injuries, basically. But, you know, they could upset the odds. They beat them in the reverse fixture with goals from Podence and I do believe Neto as well. Or was it just one of them that scored? I think it might have been both, you know. Because they obviously played each other in this fixture back in game week. Was it game week 8 or was it earlier than that? Might have been earlier, to be fair. Let me have a look. I think it might have been actually later. Yeah, they played each other game week 10, so fair play. The goals from Wolves came from Podence and Neto, as I said, and Gabriel got the goal for Arsenal. Interesting one there. But we are going to go with, this time, an Arsenal win. Even though it's at the Emirates, it's not at the Emirates. I think that Arsenal actually have been quite a good side since they had that little period of struggle. They've really recovered since Boxing Day, and yes, their injuries to Saka and Lacazette and Aubameyang in the last few weeks haven't been ideal, especially Saka and Tierney, because they're so good for them this season. But I do feel Arsenal will respond, and they've kept a lot of clean sheets, but I don't think they're going to do it here. So I'll say it's going to end Wolves 1, Arsenal 2. And I think the first goal will come from Daniel Podence, but then Arsenal respond with goals to win the game. First of all, from, let's say, it is... Oh, it's a tough one, this one, because we don't actually know who's going to play for Arsenal. Like, are their players going to, be back from fitness? Especially the likes of Saka and Aubameyang. I'm going to say that Arsenal get the goals through Nicolas Pepe and then through Granit Xhaka. That's what we're going to go for. Now we've got a game that is between Manchester United and Southampton, and it's at Old Trafford. It was a great game, you got to be saying, in the reverse fixture, 3-2, and it was a substitute appearance from Edinson Cavani that really snatched the points away from Southampton in a classic Manchester United style of the old age, really, the way that they get those goals late on in Fergie time. But Cavani's a class player. I think when he gets the games, he proves that he can score. Whether he'll start this one, I don't know, but I think this is another result that might not go Manchester United's way. They've not quite been on their fluent best recently, and they are slightly worse at home than they are away from home. And Southampton did get a very good point in this fixture last season, when I think there was a last-minute equaliser from Michael Obafemi, and I think that Southampton will take a point back to St Mary's once again. So we're going to go with Southampton to get a point here. Manchester United 2, Southampton 2. And goal scorers, I think Fernandes will score a penalty to start the game. And then I shall say a goal for Southampton. And it comes from the midfielder that goes by the name of James Ward-Prowse. Loves a little free kick. He scores many of them. And then I think that alright. Let's say that Manchester United get another goal through Edinson Cavani. And then I'll say that... alright, let's say that... So that's 2-1 to Manchester United, and then Southampton equalise to make it 2-2, and it ends that way with an equalising goal from an unlikely source, because he's not been in good form recently, but Che Adams back in the goals and back to get a point at Old Trafford. Alright, now let's move on to the game, this game week, that is between Newcastle and Crystal Palace. Now, this is another tough one to call. I think Palace will just start to get a bit more confidence this season. They have been, a team that really have struggled to get goals. But I think the likes of Michy Batshuayi surely will return to form. So this Newcastle team is leaky. They got that very good win against Everton, but I think that was a bit of a one-off win. And I think that actually we will see a much better game from Newcastle here, but actually it won't be enough to get the win, unlike it was at Everton. So we're going to go for Newcastle United 0, Crystal Palace 1, and the only goal comes from Michy Batshuayi. Alright, now we've got a game that is between Burnley and Manchester City. Now this is a good game to watch. Make sure you tune into it when it is on the telly, basically, at around about... when is it? Is it 8:15 maybe? Yeah, it is. So, 6 o'clock. That was the Newcastle game. Burnley Man City. Now, I'm saying this is a good game. Imagine the scenes if Burnley got an upset. It would be crazy. Don't see it happening very much the case, because Man City have been a great side this season. But they have beaten some good teams, Burnley. They've beaten Villa. They've beaten Liverpool. So we'll see how this goes. But I think Liverpool are far too Man City, sorry, are far too strong. And they're getting too many clean sheets. And with Chris Wood out injured, I think they will struggle, Burnley, to have a target man in this game. And they've still got Matty Vidra. Talk that he might come back to Watford, but that looks like it won't happen now, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. Unless Burnley get in someone really, really noticeable in the transfer window. They've had the takeover. They haven't got many players, and I think they're going to struggle towards the end of the season. Maybe they will do enough to stay up. They always seem to get wins over the line, but I'm not saying that they will get anything here. Burnley to lose this one by 4 goals to 0. And the goal scorers for Manchester City, I think, will be, first of all, Ilkay Gundogan, with scoring from a penalty. And then Ruben Diaz with a towering header to make it 2-0 to the Citizens. And then I reckon Manchester City get another goal, and this time it's from John Stones. Obviously, he was rested in the last game, so he's very likely to come back in. And that makes it 3-0 to Manchester City. And then Man City have their last goal. They have their 4th goal. And that goal is going to come from none other than the man that just doesn't get games. But when he does, he's quality. And that is Phil Foden. So that is the game finished for that one. Now it's Fulham against Leicester. And I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Leicester City here. Should be fairly comfortable, I think. And I'm going to go for goals from James Justin, and it's going to be Harvey Barnes, who's on great form. Then it's Leicester against Everton. I'm going to go for 1-0 to Everton. And the only goal comes from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but I could easily be proven wrong with the form that Leicester or Leeds have just shown against Leeds. Or Leeds have just shown against Leicester, other way round. They are an attacking team, but I think Everton will just edge this one. Villa against West Ham is up next, and this is a very tight game to call. Could easily go either way, but I'm just fancying Villa. They've been a great side to watch this season. We'll say Aston Villa 3, West Ham 2 in an absolute thriller of a game. I think the first goal will come from Thomas Souček, or will it? Or will it? I don't know. He's not been in great form, has he? But we'll say it for now, and then we'll say Villa equalise through Jack Grealish, and then West Ham go ahead again through Mikel Antonio, and Villa get 2 goals, this time from Bertrand Traore, and then Matt Targett to get the win at Villa Park. And then it's Liverpool versus Brighton. I mean, Brighton did just beat Spurs, fair play, but surely they're not going to beat Liverpool as well. We saw that Burnley had that run of 2 good wins against 2 good teams. Surely Brighton can't do it at the Amex Stadium against Spurs and at Anfield. But Liverpool obviously have got their couple of wins to get them back in the mood, and they're still in the title race. You know, I think people started to count them out with those really horrific losses against Villa and some of the results they were getting. But they're still a class team, and Mo Salah's still class. Will he score here? Well, he's got a good record against Brighton, so I would say yes. But I'm going to say Liverpool 3, Brighton 0. I don't think Brighton are getting past that solid defence, and Alisson is a class goalie. So goals will come today, or in this game on Wednesday night, from Mo Salah, and then from, I think, let's say, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then the third goal for Liverpool is going to be from... who's going to get the last one? It's a tough one because there's so many Liverpool players that can score. But whether they will or not is another question. We shall go for... take your pick, basically. That's what it is. We'll go with Gini Wijnaldum. He's just scored, and I think he'll do it again. Now it's finally, to wrap up this predictions video, Spurs against Chelsea. What a game this is. What a prospect. It could be another 0-0 because there's been plenty this season between top 6 teams. I'm not going to predict that though. You've got to be optimistic. So I'm going to go for Chelsea win because I think Spurs have not been great recently. It's got to be said. Chelsea haven't either, but I think with Tuchel, they are starting to defensively look better. They've rotated the team a little bit, and I think that the team will really make this game count. And I'm going to go for 2-0 win to Chelsea, with goals coming on the day. First of all, let's go for a goal from... Oh, it's hard to call here, but we're going to go for Christian Pulisic. And then the second goal of the day for Chelsea, Mason Mount. That wraps up my predictions for matchday number 22 of the Premier League. I hope you have enjoyed. Smash a like on the video, you know you want to, and comment down below your predictions. But that is the video done. Hope you have enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.